Jake, who is homeless. Jake, you found yourself some shelter here. Why are you outside during this entire hurricane?
Well, I chose not to go inside yesterday because the Salvation Army and the Russian Winds homeless shelter where they were accepting people were caught killing everybody that was in there.
I'm sorry. Right.
Okay.
All right. So clearly you're homeless and there are some challenges that you face, sir. I'm just curious, what has it been like out here for you?
It's been a little miserable since about 12 o'clock last night. It wasn't too bad before then. About 12 o'clock, lightning, the power went out in the neighborhood over here. And I'm actually...
Ever recorded in Texas. Just to give you a sense, if this studio was in the heart of Houston, Texas, 50 inches of water would come up to about right here. That's just over 4 feet. If you think about all the low-lying stuff around your house, 4 feet of water can do catastrophic damage to a home, as we've seen from those heartbreaking images coming out of that region.
When I opened the door, more water rushed in, and all of my stuff flew out, and like it just kept coming in. All I could grab was my wallet and my phone. That's all I knew to grab.
They haven't found him yet, so I'm holding on to that hope, but I know it's not there. I know it's not there. Yeah, that's Harvey. When he was coming over here, he went down Lay Road off of Mesa. He went down Lay Road, and where it merges into Green River, there's a bridge. And Dad kept telling him, no, you can make it. Just go ahead and go, go. And, when Dad tells you to go, you go. That's all there is to it, So he went ahead and went across the bridge, and Dad was right. He made it across the bridge. But then on the other side of the bridge, the road dipped. And when it dipped, the van started floating, and he had no control over it. After that, Sammy get panicked. He didn't even take off his seatbelt or nothing, and he said the window's halfway down. He squeezed out of the window and got out of the van. He was holding on to this little twig as he says he was holding on to this little twig, and the van was basically just bobbing in the water. And he's yelling at the kids. The kids were screaming and yelling, crying, wanting to get out of the van. They couldn't even get out the front doors. I mean, it was underwater already, but they couldn't even get out the front. Mom and Dad and himself were all underwater. They were already underwater. I'm sure they were still in their seatbelt, and like I tell everybody, I'm sure they were holding hands, and they probably held on tight when that started happening. And Sammy said, "Oh yeah, when they were going down the road, they were holding hands because they were very loving. They were always holding hands." Yeah, I don't like to think about it, especially thinking I could have lost my brother too, So I mean, I don't like thinking about that.
We're expecting, based on this event, over 450,000 potential registers of disaster victims. That is a huge number, but we are ready to go to process.
Not too long ago, I talked with Dale Bohannon, whom I've known since, I guess, the mid-1980s. And he told me something very interesting that he found back in the fall of 2000 while he was on a business trip. Listen to this, folks.
I was pulled to the side road, which was a new cut gravel dirt road in front of a business, a builder supply business, actually top-notch builder supply in Madison, Georgia. To my right, this was previously was a soybean field, and this little new cut road divided this field, and the right side of the road was filled with which I thought was portable toilets. I never looked at them that close. Same in color, maybe black, but which was an odd color. And I was sitting there going over my notes, and a van pulled alongside of me that turned out to be the property owner. And he greeted me, and he was by himself, and so we had a good little dialogue there, and I asked him about the field of black boxes. What were they? Because I'd never seen anything like that. And his statement was that if he told me, I would be one of few people in Madison, Georgia that knew about them. And he says they're disposable coffins, I believe he told me. And he says there's 100, at that time, he said there was 125,000 there. And they were stacked, he told me, 15 high. I asked him who owned them, and he stated that the CDC owned them and that they were leasing the land, leasing his land for storage. And he said his brother worked with the CDC in Atlanta and had been asked by the CDC to do a 3-year extension to place temporary morgues all across the nation.
So in January of this year, 2005, we decided to drive to beautiful Madison, Georgia and take a look for ourselves. It was on a Sunday and no one was around, with the exception of this one pickup truck that was coming out the narrow road that we were going in on next to this field. We flagged down the pickup truck, and it was providential that the driver of this pickup truck turned out to be the son of the man that owned this field. So naturally, we started asking him questions. And he told us that not long ago, there had been as many as 500,000 of these grave liners or disposable coffins.
Let the love light in. Let the love light in. Let the love light in. I never cried easily, never wanted anyone to see me. Now it's time to let the old ghost die. I'm crying for my mother, crying for my father, crying for my unborn son. I'm crying for my heartbeat, crying for the beauty, crying for the girl I was. Oh, my breaking heart, don't stop now. Oh, my aching heart, go deeper. Crack you open. So I'm crying for my brother, crying for my sister, crying for the dream undone. I'm crying for this feeling, crying for the healing, crying for the wisdom won. Oh, my breaking heart, don't stop now. Oh, my shaking heart, just let it go. Oh, my waking heart, I'll free you. Crack you open. Let the love light in. Let the love light in. Let the love light in. So love, come and wake me. Love, come and take me. Yes, I'm here. I am alive. Love, come and wake me. Love, come and shake me. Drink from these tears I cry.
That doesn't take your breath away.
Again, I'm getting comments. Updating you in real time per local Houston, more than 9,000 at shelter in George R. Brown Convention Center. City hopes to open 2 more shelters. Multiple mandatory evacuations in areas around Brazos and Colorado rivers as they are expected to rise again after water flows from...
I will risk everything for love. I'm calling you to stand by my side, to go down in the darkness and fight the good fight. And I'm calling you to be an ally, to go down in the trenches and bring in the light. I'm calling you to stand by my side, to go down in the darkness and fight the good fight. And I'm calling you to be an ally, feel what it feels to be truly alive. The stars raise like truth blaze. There's a face, but love stays. Your love stays. I'm calling on you tonight, to go down in the darkness and fight the good fight. And I'm calling you to be an ally, to go down in the trenches and bring in the light. I'm calling on you tonight, to feel what it feels to be truly alive. I'm calling you tonight, feel what it feels to be truly alive. Alive. Alive.
If you ever wonder where the rain comes from, here it is. This is Lamar County, some kind of power plant. They're using wet surface air coolers, and they're generating clouds like you would not believe. I've just been sitting here on a bike ride, getting all wet, and it's these guys right here that are making the weather, combined with whatever other goddamn crap they're using. Look at this stuff. Goddamn fucking cloud machines.
Hey folks, welcome to another video from aplaintruth.info. Well, we're just chronicling more of updating Hurricane Harvey, the engineered steered weather terrorism that Natural News Mike Adams has picked up today. It's gone viral, 250,000 views I think by now, being passed around. David Icke picked it up, all the big players. Note that Mike Adams at Natural News is next door to Alex Jones in Austin, Texas. Before he had Dane Wigington and Rosalind Peterson from California Skywatch, Agricultural Skywatch. Wasn't really convinced about geoengineering, and now he's promoting Weather War 101's fine work about water vapor, water surface air coolers, and also he's picking up my couple pieces I've done the past couple days on the hurricane itself, chronicling how it's man-made, showing how it's man-made from not just onshore NEXRAD Doppler devices, but XBX-1 platform devices as well offshore, as well as the hurricane steering from above with high altitude balloons and whatnot, as chronicled in the patents in my last video, where Mike Adams has posted the patents down here below as well. So all of a sudden they're acknowledging on his show in big time for everybody to see that geoengineering is being man-made, and they're using Weather War 101 in our work as well to help promote this. Now, is this a psyop? Is it real? Are they going to investigate it more? Well, it wasn't a hit piece done by Mr. Adams at all. And he includes the Bill Gates Silver Lining Project, showing the water vapor machines in the ocean, the Bill Gates project 10 years ago. I offered to come on his show if he wants to talk about this stuff. Could he be setting us up because I'm also a flat earth site? He's got Ray Kurzweil singularity. You know, they're going to use